saddens me that throughout the Americas, in the 21st century, in 2008, we are still dealing with the persecution of our peoples, of colonization, of poverty, structural violence, institutional violence. And so that has become the common thread throughout this conference.
The historical Canadian legacy of racist, sexist treatments and attitudes fuels the ongoing murders and missing women in this country.
That if we have gathered here because there are missing and murdered Indigenous women, it is because we are also in a world that has lost its way. And so part of our search, part of our reason for this gathering is trying to recover that way.
How do we say things that are so unsayable, so painful, without shutting down?
We don't hear these stories. We don't hear the stories of the migrant women that are trying to get across to the U.S. to bring their families, because there is a recent trend in the past several years for young girls to try to traverse the border unaccompanied. And now the price of admission to cross into the border is to be raped by their smuggler. This is commonplace. It's so commonplace that women are now taking birth control pills before they decide to cross into the United States.
I should not be here today, standing before you. And I knew when I was writing this book, two things were going to happen. I was going to have most of my sisters say, me too. Then we were going to get into a pissing contest about who was abused most and how bad. And then there was going to be another thing that was going to happen. There was going to be another segment of this population in Canada that was going to be mortified, and they were going to go, oh my God, that's unfathomable. That couldn't have happened. Those exact reactions were the exact reactions I've received. I also knew that I was going to have many women come up to me and say, thank you. I understand I'm not alone anymore.
We very seldom talk about that violence, and when we do, we try to do it in a joking way. It's the only way that we can deal with it. Yet we've all experienced it in its most violent forms: beatings, rapes, murders, mutilations, and torture. All of us personally in our family.
Esa primera vez fuimos reprimidos. Por primera vez vi la sangre de mi pueblo, a mi pueblo golpeado, algo que yo nunca había imaginado.
The issues we talk about make some people uncomfortable. Well, I'll tell you what, get uncomfortable. As protectors, warriors of our children, our fire remains strong.
Zapata vive y vive, la lucha sigue y sigue. Zapata vive y vive, la lucha sigue y sigue. De no